Hi, everyone. Module 2 is a tricky module, but it's really important for us to look at before we move into embedding SEL into our music education programs. You've probably heard a lot of things on the news and social media and whatnot about people maybe banning SEL or maybe saying SEL is not a good thing. So in this module, we're going to be taking a look at some of the maybe criticisms of SEL and some of the things that we want to be really careful about. In particular, making sure that SEL doesn't become sort of whitewashed, so to speak, meaning that maybe we take what's true for us and unfortunately in education, a lot of folks who are making decisions are white. And so we want to make sure that we're not taking what is true for us, no matter what our identity is, individual as the teacher, and imposing that on our students. So, for example, if I think that the right way to be as a human being in a classroom is a certain way, that I'm being conscious of the cultural backgrounds of the students in my class and what is true for them, because I might view things a certain way that is not culturally relevant or culturally sensitive to another group of people. And so we have to be constantly critical of the decisions that we're making and how we're approaching SEL. So in this introductory video, I'm going to go into some of those things, and we're going to explore some other aspects of that in the activities that are embedded in this module. So this is a kind of a tough module in terms of, not in terms of like the homework or anything like that, but in terms of, we're excited about SEL, but we also have to be careful about how we are implementing SEL in our programs. So let's get started. So we've already looked at the definition for social emotional learning, but what I've done here is I've put each part of it in a separate color to kind of draw them out. So we're hearing about political implications to ban SEL, okay? I don't know, I don't have children myself, but I can't imagine a parent not wanting their child to be able to understand and manage their emotions, to set and achieve positive goals. Sounds like a good idea. To feel and show empathy for others. That'd be probably pretty nice, something we need in this world. To establish and maintain positive relationships. That sounds good. And make responsible decisions. That sounds pretty responsible, quite frankly. So I think part of the problem is that we need to educate folks about what SEL actually is. And we have to make sure that we and other people are not doing other things that aren't SEL and calling them SEL. So, I think the bottom line is, do you not want your children or citizens of wherever you live to be doing these things that SEL, by the actual definition of SEL, what SEL is supposed to be doing? We do have to make sure, though, that we are not whitewashing SEL. We have to make sure that we are not making SEL manipulative in any way, that we are not using it as a way to police or create any sort of hierarchical decision about really what it is to be, what your identity is, right? Because your identity is your identity, right? And so as we go through social emotional learning, we want to make sure that we're not using it in a manipulative way at all. And in this module, you're going to look at some resources that will help you see that, some of the arguments that people have made. So simply put, we have to think about what it means for a student to have a good sense of their self-awareness. We have to understand what it means for them to be able to manage themselves well, for them to have good relationship skills, what it means for them to have appropriate social awareness, what it means for them to have the ability to make good decisions. And we have to make sure that these things are not based in what these things are for us. Okay, this isn't about what it means for me, Dr. Malego, to have a good sense of my self-awareness or good ability to manage myself well. That's not going to be the same as it is for you, whoever is watching this video, right? We're all different people. And so we have to make sure, and that's very hard, to separate what we believe is best from what really is best for another human being. So we have to make sure we're not our students, we're not our colleagues, etc. We do not live in the skin and we do not live in the experiences of anyone except ourselves. And I think that framework, that mindset as we approach SEL is going to help a lot with making sure that we are not making mistakes or causing actually harm in our implementation of SEL in our programs. I think the other important thing is to always be open to somebody saying, "Hey, you know what? That's not good. What you're doing, it's not right." And looking for ways to always do better. And I think, most teachers are interested in always doing better as they go through their teaching career. And if I look at how I taught a class 10 years ago versus how I do it today, it should always be better. We should always be doing better. And that's just simply going to be the challenge that we're always going to be in with SEL and everything else that we do. So with that, let's move on and let's take a look at the other resources that we have in this module. So this ends our introductory video. We'll go on to the activities for this module. Thanks for watching.